morning.
Okay, so I'm here to talk about Rebuilding Together, which is a national nonprofit, and I work for a local affiliate called the South Sound Affiliate. So I'm going to, I'll start with talking a little bit about our national organization. So I have a video, and we're going to
see if it works here.
See if it works. We're going to put the mic by the computer. Let's see if we can get this to happen.
For more than 40 years, as a leading national nonprofit in safe and healthy housing, we've been bringing people together to rebuild homes. And so much more. We're rebuilding pride by repairing and rehabilitating the houses of veterans, people with disabilities, and low-income homeowners so they can remain our neighbors. We're rebuilding communities by strengthening their foundations. Because a neighborhood is more than just houses and streets. It's familiar faces, helping hands, and open arms. And we're rebuilding the future of our historic cities by renewing the hopes of the people who call them home. Our vision is a safe and healthy home for every person. With almost 100,000 volunteers, our local affiliates complete nearly 10,000 rebuild projects across the U.S. each year. And we hope you'll join us on the next one.
Okay, so that is from our national office, so I guess I can head this now. Okay, so Rebuilding Together, we work to ensure a safe and healthy home for every person, transforming lives and revitalizing communities. And we provide no-cost critical home repairs and modifications to low-income homeowners. We're a 4-star charity from the Charity Navigator. So here's a little snapshot of, on a national level, some of the work that we do. In 2014, we had over 75,000 volunteers, 12,000 of which we would consider skilled, and 63,000 unskilled. We've performed repairs on over 8,000 homes, 230 nonprofit facilities, and 77 community spaces in over 780,000 volunteer hours. So it's pretty impressive. And we've delivered a $72 million market value for those repairs. So why Rebuilding Together is unique. We have affiliate autonomy, so there's over 150 affiliates around the country. I think there's 6 in Washington. There's a Pierce County South Sound affiliate, which is what I represent. And then there's a Seattle affiliate, a Thurston County affiliate, a couple more spread around. I think there's one in the islands, one near Spokane, that kind of stuff. And there's no cost for the homeowner ever, which is really a pretty unique example among nonprofits. A lot of partnerships happen in nonprofits, but for us it's just completely free of cost for the homeowner. We get that funding from fundraising, grants, sponsorships, donations, and then all of our repair work is done by volunteers, so that's a huge, huge cost value because repair work can be very expensive, as I'm sure a lot of you know. So that's kind of our national overview, and now I'm going to talk a little more about our South Sound affiliate specifically. So we operate under the idea that regardless of financial ability, every person deserves a safe and healthy home. So our mission is to bring volunteers and communities together to improve the homes and lives of low-income homeowners, and our vision is a safe and healthy home for every person. We were founded in 2001. And our local affiliate serves Pierce County, Federal Way, and Auburn. And here's some statistics that kind of motivate our work. According to the Tacoma Lakewood Consortium Consolidated Plan for 2015-2019, low-income homeowners represent 37% of all homeowners in Tacoma Lakewood, and of very low-income homeowners, so those living at or below 50% of area median income, 54% had significant home repair needs. And 100% of the homeowners that we serve every year are considered below 50% of area median income. So a lot of them have very critical home repair needs that they can't address because they just don't have the skills or the financial resources, and we can come in and help them with that. So here's kind of a little, oh, it's yellow. Here's a little Venn diagram that kind of represents why we do what we do. Our priorities are to revitalize communities, keep homeowners safe, and preserve affordable housing. And each of those priorities kind of overlaps in a lot of different ways. So keeping homeowners safe also preserves affordable housing because safety repairs and accessibility modifications allow homeowners to stay in their home much longer than they would be able to if they had to, say, get a wheelchair ramp installed and they didn't have any capability of doing that. We let them continue living in their own homes, which is a much more affordable option because the cost of moving is very prohibitive, and usually they can't find something as affordable as what they currently have. And revitalizing communities also contributes to preserving affordable housing because homeowners invest more time and energy in their local communities and neighborhoods if they feel like their own homes are worth investing in. Keeping homeowners safe also revitalizes communities because happy, healthy homeowners contribute to neighborhood maintenance and safety. So here's some more demographics to kind of give you an idea of who we serve. So the average age of our homeowners is 66, and they've been living in their homes for 22 years, and they have an average monthly income of $1,528. And 75% of homeowners that we serve are living with a disability. 56% are seniors over the age of 65. And in total, we repaired 81 homes last year, serving 164 residents. So to qualify for our program, you have to live in your home and own it. You have to fall within our income guidelines, which for us is just that 50% of area median income. You have to be up to date on your mortgage and taxes, and you have to live within our service area, so Pierce County, Federal Way, Auburn. And you have to either be elderly, disabled, or have children living in the home. And a lot of the time, our clients fit multiple of those needs. But so long as you have one of those three, we can serve you. And here's a little bit of feedback based on a survey that we sent out recently. It was just a very simple mailed out survey to everyone that we served, and it was a, mail it back if you want kind of incentive. So didn't get a whole lot of feedback, but of the 6 that we did get, they were all very positive, which I was impressed with because usually if you have something not so great to say, that would be more motivating than mailing it back if you have great things to say. But 100% of the surveys returned said that the homeowners were satisfied with the quality of the work, that they feel like they can stay in their home longer now, that they had a positive experience with the volunteers. They feel safer since repairs. They feel they have a better knowledge of available community resources in addition to our organization. They're able to maintain their homes more easily after the repairs were completed, and they felt that we accomplished what we committed to doing. So here's a few more little statistics about our South Sound affiliate. In FY15, we completed 81 home projects. 640 volunteers contributed over 4,800 hours of volunteer work, and our market value for repairs was $400,000. And since 2001, we've completed 646 homes and nonprofit facility repairs, and we've had 7,900 volunteers serving 85,000 hours and over $6.2 million worth of market repairs, and that's just for our affiliate. So here's a couple of pictures of some before and after work, and you can see these steps are pretty dilapidated looking and probably would not hold up too much longer. And this deck clearly needs some help. It's got a big hole in it, so that's not exactly safe. And after, we installed this beautiful wheelchair ramp, and you can see another view of it here, and replaced all of these old boards. So it's not, huge overhauls of major systems in a home, but it's repairs that are going to make a really big impact on the day-to-day lives of our homeowners, and that's what we think is important. So a little bit about our programs. We have 2 main programs. We have what's called our year-round program and Rebuilding Day. And Rebuilding Day, you guys recently had a team come out from Rotary. Jason led it. Thanks, Jason. It was great. And that happens the last Saturday of every April. And we have 25 projects roughly that happen all at the same time around the South Sound, which is really cool to be able to drive around and see lots of different locations all going on at once. And we kind of, for those days, we do projects that big teams of volunteers could come out and lend a hand with and can make an impact with. And then the other side of that is our year-round services, which that's going on all year long, and we have two different kind of divisions within that, emergency repairs and home modification. And emergency repairs is anything that you can see: roof repair, furnace repair, plumbing, electrical, anything that's going to be a safety concern. And usually those get addressed as soon as possible. And then home modification is anything that makes it more easy for a homeowner to live in their home independently for longer. So that's a lot of wheelchair ramps, grab bars, making bathroom doors wider so that a wheelchair can fit through it, that sort of thing. So here's a little snapshot of what one of our clients would look like. Elaine was an 80-year-old disabled widow, and she used a walker to aid her mobility around her home, and she was no longer able to use her stairs without assistance. And they posed additional danger because the level between each step was unequal and the railing was unstable. So to help Elaine out, we built modified stairs to accommodate her walker and allowed her to continue to be independent and greatly reduced her risk of falling. I think we have, some pictures. So you can kind of see how we pretty uniquely modified these stairs. These are exactly what Elaine needed and wanted. She was right there with us every step of the way, kind of telling us, do it this way, I want it this way. And we're very happy when people do that because we want them to be happy and we want to give them what they need and want. And you can see this little quote from her: "Just a note to let you how much I appreciate the work that was done for me to make my 80-year-old life a little easier." We've got some really sassy homeowners sometimes, and they're my favorite. So here's another example, this one of an emergency repair. So Charlene was a 56-year-old disabled woman living alone, and the faucets in her kitchen and bathroom were dripping constantly. The baseboard heaters weren't working, so she was heating her home with her oven. So that ended up meaning that her water bill was just over $600 a month, and her electrical was $500 a month in the winter, which that's not great. So after the repairs, we fixed the leaky faucets, and her water bill dropped from $600 to $200, which made her eligible for senior reduced rate. Water bill is now $100 a month, and her electric bill has gone down, and she's eligible for the 30% discount because now she's using an energy efficient way of heating her home, which is not her oven. And she hosted Thanksgiving dinner for the first time in over 10 years because she was proud of her home again. And here's an example of a rebuilding day project. So Bob's home, he was 62 with a double knee replacement, chronic back pain, and a fused wrist. And so he was just really incapable of doing any of the basic repairs that a lot of us would do on a regular basis. So we replaced roof and repaired damaged walls and ceiling, replaced broken windows, furnace repairs, insulated and weather stripped, and installed a handrail to the rear entry. And here's a little quote from Bob. "Being physically and financially broken, I had let my home go so much I was ashamed to ever invite my friends over. Now I can gladly welcome anyone into my beautiful home. A dozen in there, landscapers, electricians, painters, and very skilled workers who have made my property and home something to behold and envy." And then another quote from Carol: "Thank you, one and all, for making my home safe and more livable, for all the many things I never expected, and for being such a wonderful group of people. I am truly blessed." Here's a picture of one of our current board members, Caitlin, with a homeowner that we served last Rebuilding Day, Margaret. And this quote is actually not from Caitlin, it's from Linda, who I think some of you may know. So what an honor to help Clarence and Margaret, 90 and 86 years young. I heard Margaret say more than once that this looks so nice and so beautiful as we were able to bring back some of the beauty and memories of their home of over 55 years. Back in the day, they had cows, chickens, and raised their own food. What a joy to listen to Margaret revisit those memories with us as we showed her we cared. And here's another example of a team on Rebuilding Day. You can see the homeowner there with the hat on and his wife sitting in front of him on the steps. And members of the City of Tacoma Planning and Development Services team were lucky enough to be able to help out on Rebuilding Day 2015, where we met Robert and Lily. They were very nice and appreciated the help with their property. It's people like this that make Rebuilding Together such a great program. So all of these repairs were made possible by our volunteers. And this is a really funny picture. You can kind of see it of a huge group of volunteers lining up for food, which is always their favorite part of the day. So here's just a little snapshot of our finances, because I'm interested in that kind of stuff. So for our income, you can see the large majority of it is our in-kind donations, so that's both materials and labor. So a lot of companies donate construction materials to us, and then all of our volunteer work is considered volunteer labor, so that's a really great in-kind expense. And then corporations, we get about 17% of our funding from corporate sponsors. We have two special events every year that bring in about 10% of our fundraising, and then we get government funding from the city and from CDBG funds mainly, and that's about 10%. And our foundation grants and nonprofit grants and individual contributions make up another 20-ish%. And these are our expenses. And as you can see, the vast majority of our expenses are program expenses, so that's all going directly back to the homeowner. In-kind materials, labor, and then any kind of expenses that directly serve our homeowner. And then fundraising, we have about a 6% expense, and admin 3%. So how can you guys get involved? So we always need volunteers. As you can tell, a lot of our work is all volunteer driven, all of our work. So we're always looking for people that have some handy skills. And that's one of the things I put on your table this morning is actually a big list of every single project that we have open and going on right now in Pierce County. So there's some in Tacoma, Lakewood, Spanaway, Eatonville, Federal Way, like every single area in Pierce County that you could possibly want to do a project, you can. And it very clearly lists exactly what we need for each project. So if any of you have any skills out there and think, oh, I could install that grab bar or build that thing. I don't do the program side of stuff, as you can tell. But so yeah, that's a great way you can get involved is if you have any skills or have friends or tools or anything like that. So you can contact us. And we put this little snapshot of some of our favorite volunteers up here. We call them the Three Wise Men, Nick, Dale, and Dave. They've been with us for, I think, almost 10 years now, and they've completed over 50 projects and donated 900 hours of work and over $50,000 worth of repairs, and they're so fun. The three of them always come out together and they're rock stars. They are really good at what they do. And this is a quote from Elaine. And she says, a special thanks to the three wonderful guys, Dale, Dave, and Nick, who gave so generously of their work and time. I will always remember them with good feelings. You can join us for a fundraising event, which our next one coming up will be in October, and that's called Brewers and Builders, and that one's really fun. It's kind of like an Oktoberfest-ish event, so we have local breweries that partner with us, and some of our in-kind lumber, everything, donations come in, and they get paired together, and you can have some beer and talk to different people about how they contribute to rebuilding together, so that one's fun. We have a live band, so that one's great. And in February is our dinner auction, so you guys know about those. And then there's also sponsorship opportunities, lots of different sizes and shapes for those. You can be a Rebuilding Day sponsor, and you can bring out a team of volunteers, or you can sponsor one of our two fundraising events, and those are kind of smaller, just kind of put your name on stuff and come out and have some fun with us. And then, of course, any in-kind donations are considered sponsorships as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is all the contact info that you could possibly want, and you should find us on Facebook and like us. That's my job, so like us for sure. And you can sign up for a monthly newsletter if you want to find out what we're doing.